Prime Land, man.
Check this out, man. On yesterday, we had a video, heart to heart with you guys, if you will, about the Colorado Buffaloes and where they're headed from there, what the Oregon game meant, and all of that good stuff. And in my mind, it doesn't mean anything because you understand where you are. As long as you got an understanding of where you are, you can have an understanding of where you need to go and how you're going to get there. You can formulate the plan of how you're going to get there, man. And that is the thing. Everything is going to take time. Now, two people that played professional football, Hall of Famers, all of that good stuff, man. Listen, they spoke about what they thought about the Oregon loss or what have you. And we're going to break that down and unpack all of that in one moment, man. But before we get started, make sure y'all like the video and comment y'all thoughts down below. Y'all know we're trying to go with this thing. Just like the Colorado Buffaloes, we going to the moon, Alice. And if nobody told y'all this today, y'all my brothers, my sisters, my family. I love each and every last one of y'all, man. Check it out. We got the Buffs. Hey, listen, man. We got the Colorado Buffalo, the shirt. I got it with just the head, as well as, you know, as well as the whole body or what have you. Link will be down in the description. You can go to the site, the Breeze Tees site, and you can check that out if you're interested. If not, all good, baby. It is what it is. So anyway, Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharpe, like I said, two of the best to ever do it at their respective positions. They had some things to say about it. And, you know, a lot of people say, you know, about the haters or they praying on the downfall or what have you. They came out and they put it in perspective way better than I can. We're going to listen to a couple of excerpts and then we're going to talk about how I feel about it. And I agree 100%. Let's get into it.
Feel because they know recruiting is
90%
of the game.
We're going to back it up. We're going to back it up a little bit.
I ain't going to preach too often. They need Deion the field because they know recruiting is 90% of the game at this level. And who's not going to want to come play for Prime?
That's it right there. That's one of the first things that he said. A lot of the people that are hating, whether it be their schools, whether it be the coaches, whether it be whomever, they don't just want Colorado and Coach Prime to fail. They need him to, because if Coach Prime come out here and win a whole bunch of games, and you know, that's gonna do wonders for recruiting. And with the recruiting going through the roof, obviously the team will follow. And a lot of things that people cannot duplicate, they're gonna just try to downplay and hate on, because it's like, why is Colorado on TV? Why are they doing this? Why can they get these recruits? Like I said, when I was at the University of South Carolina and Lou Holtz came and Steve Spurrier came right after him, it was the exact same thing. What has South Carolina done to be on television? You know, they had a 0-11 season, and we had a 1-10 season before that. What did South Carolina do to get on television? Why? You know, they wanted to look at these guys and these historical coaches coach football. Now, we didn't have the transfer portal back then, so they had to build it a little bit over a longer period of time. But had we had the transfer portal back then, the team would have been built in a much more quickly. And I mean, there's been a couple of recruiting cycles and boom, would have been up there. South Carolina got to a very good place on the national scene. Like we won some bowl games and, you know, had a respectable record every time, but it wasn't as quickly as a lot of people feel like this is going to be with the Colorado Buffaloes, and that's because of the transfer portal. But don't think just because a game was lost, a lot of people are not. I mean, you know, any recruits are looking the other way or what have. Listen, when you're a football player, baseball player, basketball player, something like that, if the team that you're going to or you're considering going to takes a loss, a lot of times you look at that and say, I see where the weakness is. I can be a difference maker. I'm definitely going. I can't wait to get there because I know I'm going to help this team. That's how, you know, with South Carolina got Davian Clowney, got all of that. But like I said, when a lot of coaches, they want to keep this about, they want to, like you said, they want to be about wins and losses and things of substance, not clicks and the intangibles. It's because you don't have those things. They can't compete in the bravado arena. They cannot compete in the swagger arena. They cannot compete in the draw people to me arena with Coach Prime. They can't compete with the I'm already a walking, talking Hall of Fame. I've been in the Hall of Fame. I played 2 sports. I was at the highest level in both of that. They can't compete with that. So they want to try to make that be irrelevant so that, okay, if those things are irrelevant, we don't throw those out. And then, you know, it's just about wins. That's somewhere that we can compete. It's just like, I'll give y'all an example, like on my other channel, I got 100,000 subs. I've been doing 2K content for all these times. You know, people always try to come and play me just to beat me because they feel like if they beat me, then they can take my title, and then, you know, they're gonna have all the people that, the 100,000 people that watch me, and they'll get all my streaming numbers, and they'll get all that, everything like that, because that's the easiest thing to do. Putting in 14 years of work on YouTube, they can't duplicate that. So in the same, so they can't duplicate that. They don't want to duplicate. They don't want to put in that type of work. They have no way of doing that. So because they can't do that, they just want to come beat you and then be like, okay, see, I beat you, I'm better than you, let me do that. And it's much the same thing with any team that beats Colorado. They're like, why are y'all on TV? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You can't have any of the other things that Coach Prime brings to the table, so you try to make them irrelevant as much as you possibly can, but you just can't do that, because a group of kids that grew up idolizing this young man, they are going to come play for him, and it's going to get better and better and better. And I promise you, eventually, it's going to be one of those where they're competing at a very high level. But Coach, Shannon Sharpe, he said something. He made something where he said, the Oregon Ducks should be the last ones talking about the clicks and likes and whatever. But let's get right into it.
Oregon should be the last team, considering they got 17,000 combination of uniforms, and it was all about clicks. It was all about likes, because they weren't winning any games.
And that's like we talking about in the mid, when Phil Knight started really pushing and feeding into Oregon. They had different, late 90s, early 2000s, when they really started feeding them as far as the Nike apparel, and that was a big reason to come to Oregon. Like who had, I think I want to say back in the day, they had I want to say 98, it was 96 to 98, something like that. It was like what, Joey Harrington was there. He was they had him pushing big Heisman candidate or what have you. But that's what about when they really started infusing that money into them. And it wasn't about winning games back then. It was about what are they going to wear at that point in time. Now, like I said, they got better, and they're a very good team, and they're a much better team up front than what Colorado currently brings to the table. So you're expected to win that game. But I just think this, how quickly do we forget things that you have to get your name out there and get yourself on the national scene somehow. And they use something other than football initially. So why is it so blasphemous for Coach Prime to use something, to actually use football, because he actually played football and used his persona that he got derived from playing football to draw people under him, man. It's just crazy, man. But like I said, that's just how it goes. Look, it's okay for me, it's not okay for you, and we already know why it's not okay for you. Last but not least, hey, Ocho Cinco, talk to him one more time.
Got to think what Colorado's been able to do, or what the Prime effect has been able to do. Wasn't nobody tuning in for Oregon. No. When's the last time you watch college football and say, oh man, I can't wait to watch Oregon play. I can't wait to see what uniform they No, that's all it is.
Right.
It's basically, you know what, y'all having too much fun right now. Let's take our shots. But like
you said, you better get us right now, because if you don't, we're coming, and we still coming. It's still on the way. People are hoping that shut everything down. But if it's like this, when the team is not exactly where Coach wants it to be, what on earth do you think it's going to be once you get a couple of recruiting classes in? You get those big uglies up front on both sides of the ball, and they really are hooping, and you really can't stop them, and moving conferences next year. So it's going to be crazy. But like I said, you can't duplicate the Hall of Fame career. You can't duplicate the two-sport athletes. You can't duplicate the bravado, the confidence, the walking this thing the right way. You can't duplicate any of that. So you want to try to make it irrelevant as far as that goes. And so you want to try to make it about wins and losses, when with a lot of coaches that have built programs, it was never about that from the beginning. When Kirby Smart came to Georgia, it wasn't about winning games, because we weren't winning games like that. It was about we are an institution that's a historically good institution, very sound. We got a rabid fan base, and guess what? It's a place that you can come and you can play immediately. And Kirby Smart came from Alabama, so he comes from the Saban tree. So boom, it was all of those things just like that. You can't build the program off winning when 90% of the time the coach comes to the program because they weren't winning. Like, that's just how it goes. But I get it. Like I said, you got to use what you got to use, and you have to do what you got to do. But I just thought this was great to put it in perspective. Like we said, a lot of people think that, like this is just the end of the ride or what have you. It doesn't matter what happens at USC this week. We coming. It doesn't matter what happened to Arizona State next the week after that. We coming. Utah at the end of the season. Don't matter. I'm telling you, the recruits are looking. They see that they're on TV. You're going to be in the highlight on every game. Now you're going to get everybody's best shot also, because everybody's going to know that they're on national television, and this is our best shot to showcase what we have. But just like we said, if Coach Prime is not there, you're not even on television. So it's like that game's not even on TV. Nobody would care. And so you got to take everything in and put it all in perspective and just know, hey, listen, as thankful as we are, you know, it shouldn't be about them over there. It's just, hey, we're just glad that we get a chance to showcase what we got, and we're gonna go out there and do what we have to do. You know, don't make it about the other team. Don't make it any, you know, about the other coaches or what have you. The guys on the fields play the game. It ain't about Coach Prime. But drawing people and eyes to the university, those things are about Coach Prime, and it just is what it is. Like I said, there's some things that he does that you cannot duplicate, and those are the things that they're going to strive to make as irrelevant as humanly possible. But those are the reasons that everybody loves Coach, and that those guys are going to play for him as hard as they can, run through a brick wall, make those, jump in the transfer portal, try to come there, and all of that, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. I done already talked too long. Hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying. And like I said, it's still go Buffs until it's over with. If y'all interested in the t-shirt, link down in the description. I will holler at y'all next time. Until next time. It's your boy Jay Easy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BK the People's Champ.
Godspeed.